Hi everyone, particularly today's video will be SFF Spotlight episode number 110, and evidently it has been almost a month since I posted my last episode of SFF Spotlight. I promise I will try to be as brief as possible, brief and also effective as possible in today's video. But today I have about 18 topics to cover. And yeah, the reason why this took pretty much a month before I post another episode of SFF Spotlight is simply because I'm just extremely busy right now. And finally, I have time to sit down and also record a video for you. And I have pretty much picked the most relatively important topics to cover in today's episode of SFF Spotlight. And I can only say thank you so much to all of you who keep on watching, tuning, and also waiting patiently for my videos on YouTube. But anyway, just like always, I would like to begin by saying that if this is the first time you're watching my SFF Spotlight episodes, well, this is the series of videos on my YouTube channel where I talk about new book news, new cover reveal, new special edition, and new Kickstarter campaign in the adult science fiction and fantasy genre. Sometimes I talk about TV show and movie adaptations as well. And in fact, I will start today's episode of SFF Spotlight by talking about two TV show adaptations from a fantasy novel. The first one is about The Everlasting by Alix Harrow. Now, I haven't read this one yet, but The Everlasting by Alix Harrow has been getting a lot of super positive receptions from readers. Many readers, really. Many fantasy readers. I have read pretty much almost everything by Alix Harrow, and I tend to enjoy them a lot. The 10,000 Doors of January, Once and the Future Witches, and then the 6 Deaths of Sin, if I'm not mistaken. But I haven't got a chance to actually read The Everlasting yet. But it has been announced that Netflix is going to produce a TV show adaptation of The Everlasting by Alix Harrow. And Alix herself has mentioned that things are looking very positive, and there is a really good chance that it's going to be, well, adapted. Because, you know, when it comes to TV show adaptation, sometimes things happen and things get cancelled. It has happened a lot, and it actually has happened with the TV show that I'm going to be talking about next. And that is to talk about the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. And this one is from Apple TV. And I think it has been confirmed in an interview by Brandon Sanderson himself that the first season, or maybe the entire show, I don't know, but probably the first season will contain 10 episodes. I don't know whether that will be actually enough to cover the entirety of the Way of Kings or not. I don't think that is possible, considering the length of the Way of Kings and the number. Well, I guess it is possible, but the number of content that has to be cut, it will be immense. And let's see whether that actually works in the TV show adaptation or not. But Apple TV has a really, really good track record. I have watched a lot of shows, especially sci-fi TV shows produced by them, and they are outstanding, such as For All Mankind, and then also Dark Matter, and there are still many more. I have a lot of faith in Apple TV production, and I hope they will not disappoint us when it comes to the Stormlight Archive and also the Cosmere by Brandon Sanderson. But that's enough about movie and TV show adaptation. Now let's talk about new book news and also cover reveals. The first one, this is still related to the Cosmere, and this is about the trade edition of The Fires of December by Brandon Sanderson. This one is coming in December, of course, The Fires of December. The cover art is done by Tran Nguyen. So for the cover art of the trade edition, the special edition, and also, well, pretty much the Kickstarter edition, which contain two different cover art, all of them will be illustrated by Tran Nguyen. Tran Nguyen is an amazing artist. If you love watercolor painting, honestly, if you love artwork, you should check out her illustration. I got a chance to actually meet her in person in 2024 Dragon Sail Nexus, and I think that's one of my biggest highlights. She's amazing. She's an amazing artist, and I think Brandon Sanderson and also Isaac Stewart and the entire art direction team at Dragon Sail picked the right artist for The Fires of December. But let me know which cover art is actually your favorite. This one, which is the trade edition, or the special edition cover. I think all of them turn out beautiful. They all have their own respective strengths, but I'm curious to find out which one is actually the reader's favorite. But let's move on from talking about Cosmere, and the next one is about the Termina Station by Nick Martel. So this is a dark fairy tale fantasy oriented for adult fantasy reader. This is the newest book from Nick Martel, and I believe this is a one-off standalone novel, so just one title and then that's it. But if you don't know Nick Martel, he wrote the Legacy of the Mercenary Kings trilogy, which I ashamedly haven't read the last book, even though I have read the first 2 books in the series. But yeah, unfortunately, it happens. There has been several series where I only need to read the last book to complete the series, but I still haven't got a chance to do that yet. And unfortunately, the Legacy of the Mercenary Kings is one of them. And yeah, I look forward to reading this one. The cover art is being done by Philip Harris, who some of you might know from his work on Steel Gods and also Grave Empire by Richard Swan. And I think this is another stunner of a cover art from him. I love Philip Harris artwork, and I hope I get a chance to work with him on a project soon. And moving on to the next cover reveals. This is for the Bookshop book by Mark Lawrence. So as you can probably tell from the title, also the cover art is once again done by Tom Roberts. Well, this takes place in the same universe as the library trilogy by Mark Lawrence that begins with the book that wouldn't burn. Again, if some of you don't know, I have read pretty much almost everything by Mark Lawrence, but unfortunately this is the only trilogy by Mark Lawrence that I haven't read yet, the library trilogy. I know, I really need to get that fixed. And because I tend to enjoy most of Mark Lawrence's books, I hope that this will be another one of those cases. And yeah, but if you are someone who's a fan of the library trilogy, well, now you know. There is another new book. I think this one is a standalone spin-off in the universe of the library trilogy, the Bookshop book. And next, I'll be talking about the penultimate installment in the Bone Season series by Samantha, Shannon, the Moth, Reborn. The cover art is once again illustrated by Ivan Belikov, who has pretty much illustrated all of Samantha Shannon's books in the Priory of the Orange Tree series. I forgot the name of that series. But yeah, the Priory of the Orange Tree, A Day of Fallen Knights. Yeah, those two are illustrated by Ivan Belikov as well. And this one is, I think, before the release of the Priory of the Orange Tree. Well, Samantha Shannon was most well known for her work on the Bone Season, and this is the penultimate installment in the entire Bone Season series. So this is, I think, the 6th novel in the series. The 7th book will be the final book in the Bone Season series. I have heard a lot of great things about the series, especially from the 2nd book onward. Usually, people agree that the first book is their least favorite, and then it only gets better and better from there. So I will try to read this. Well, I haven't read anything by Samantha Shannon yet, so that's another author that I really need to get around to. Maybe I will start from Priory of the Orange Tree, or maybe the Bone Season. And finally, the last book announcement. After this, I'll be talking about special edition. So if you don't like that, you can pretty much stop watching now. But yeah, the last one, this is about announcement for a new book acquisition from the Broken Binding Publishing, and this is for An Honesty of Thieves by Anna Steven. This will be, I think, a duology. Yeah, I think this will be a duology, and it has been pitched for readers who love The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Me, I love The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, but beyond that, I also love reading Anna Steven's work. The Stone Knife is honestly an incredible grimdark fantasy novel, and I think it's one of the most criminally underrated novel out there. Even for me, I still haven't read the entire trilogy yet, but The Stone Knife, it was incredible. I love The Stone Knife, and I think An Honesty of Thieves, from everything that I have heard about it, will be another one of those great books from Anna Stevens, and I really look forward to reading it. And now let's talk about special edition and also Kickstarter campaign. But for special editions, let's talk about this first. First, we have the announcements for the Sun Eater, the last set of the Sun Eater from the Broken Binding. So this is about this Quiet Gods and also Shadows Upon Time. As always, the cover art and also the end papers, they are done by Renee Eichner, and then the board art and also the reversible cover art, they are done by Peng Lu. All these artworks, I work on them together with Christopher Ruocchio. It has been a lot of learning lessons since the first set, and also I must say it feels bittersweet to actually reach the end of the Sun Eater. We started working on this together more than 2 years ago, and now we are truly at the end, but this must be. And yeah, I'm really proud of everything that we have worked on this series. And again, as I said, it feels bittersweet to say goodbye to this project, but it is what it is. And I hope many of you like this series as well, not only as for special editions, but also the content, because it is honestly one of my favorite sci-fi series of all time. And yeah, here is another series that we started working on more than 2 years ago. And this is for Malazan, Book of the Fallen, the third set in the Broken Binding edition. And so this will cover Reaper's Gale, Toll the Hounds, and also Dust of Dreams. So Broken Binding has revealed the cover art for Reaper's Gale and also Toll the Hounds. And I actually got to work on this one together with the artist and also Steven Erikson and his editor. And his editor in particular is really happy with the artwork that we have provided. And Steven Erikson, of course, is as well. Steven Erikson, I think, he's just overall a generous author that is, well, he's always happy with artist interpretation for his work. I don't think I have seen any bad words coming out of him about artwork for his books. And overall, he's just generally a nice person. But the cover art for this set, all of them are illustrated by Peng Lu, who also did the cover art of Midnight Tides. And yeah, I think they turn out incredible. These are really, really hard work. Seriously, the things that going on behind the scene, Malazan readers actually helped us as well with the details of this cover art. And I think they turn out really great. But there is only Dust of Dreams cover art that hasn't been revealed yet. I think it will be revealed either this week or probably next week. I actually don't know. So we'll see about that. Let's go back to talking about sci-fi, because the Broken Binding has announced their own edition for Scion by James Islington. So this is another book that I got to work on. Well, pretty much I work on so many Broken Binding edition, but for this one, I specifically chose Yu Xingzang to be the main artist for this edition of Scion, because I think Yu Xingzang is one of the best when it comes to working on sci-fi books and also sci-fi series, especially cyberpunk. And I think he nailed every visual interpretation that I wanted to see in Scion. And James Islington is very pleased with what we did for Scion as well. The book is great though. If you like fast-paced cyberpunk and also filled with actions, I think you cannot go wrong with trying Scion by James Islington. This is his first official sci-fi novel, and I think it is a great and fun one. It's not as intricate, of course, it's not as intricate and epic as his Lycanius trilogy or the Hierarchy series, but I think it is another great and fun book from James Islington. And speaking of James Islington, there has been, well, pretty much, it seems like everyone is now making Hierarchy special edition. Honestly, this shouldn't come as a surprise though. In one of my episodes of SFF Spotlights, I of course cannot remember which one, I have mentioned that it's only a matter of time before everyone will be producing their own special edition for the Will of the Many and pretty much the Hierarchy series. And today, I want to show you two editions. The first one is from Subterranean Press. So the cover art is done by Julie Dillon, and also the interior artwork, especially the black and white artwork, they are done by Gerald Thread. And then the Ethereal book box has also revealed their own artwork for the Will of the Many and also the Strength of the Few. And I'm happy to see that Jeff is actually working on the end paper artwork for this edition. I think the end paper artwork turns out absolutely incredible. The cover art, I don't think that they actually match my preference when it comes to the Hierarchy series, but let me know what you think about this edition. But in my opinion, the end papers turns out absolutely gorgeous. And then there is also an announcement from Page and Wick. This hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but there is a really, really big chance that this is the Will of the Many as well. And yeah, that's 3 editions of the Will of the Many at once. And again, this is not the end. I'm sure there will be more special edition for the Will of the Many in this year or probably next few years to come, especially with the release of the Justice of One and also the last book in the Hierarchy series. And now we move on to the higher end special editions. First, let's talk about Grim Oak announcement for the third quarter of 2026. So yeah, if you want to know what books they are producing in the third quarter, well, the sales will happen in the third quarter of 2026. I will make sure to leave the link in the description down below. But one of them is actually Black Sun Rising by C.S. Friedman. I know this is kind of like a cult and niche series, I guess, but I think this will come as a good news for many fans of the Black Sun Rising. And moving on from that, we have Conversation Tree Press with their edition of Perdido Street Station. Jaina Heidersdorf is the main illustrator for everything everything in conversation through press edition of Perdido Street Station, and the result is just outrageously gorgeous. I haven't even read Perdido Street Station yet, but based on everything that I have heard, I think the artwork really match the vibes and the tone and also the atmosphere that I got from hearing from people who have actually read the Perdido Street Station. I know that it is bizarre and also it's supposed to be incredible as well. But yeah, these are the artwork here. They are done by Jana Hedersdorf, and I look forward to maybe owning a copy of it if I end up actually enjoying Perdido Street Station, because I already have a copy of the Folio Society edition of the novel. But speaking of China Mieville, we also have the announcements for The Rouse by China Mieville, and this is the broken binding edition. So Les Edwards has returned for one more job, for actually one more cover art for a book by China Mieville. So if you don't know, all the broken binding edition, they features cover art by Les Edwards. These are most of them, I think all of them, they are not new cover art. There are artwork that have been done before for China Mieville's books, but this time for The Rouse, we actually got him back for one more cover art to finish China Mieville's catalog of books. Now, I don't know whether China Mieville will be writing another book or not, but this is his newest one that is soon to be released, and it is a big book. It is really, really big book, and this is the cover art for The Rouse, illustrated by Les Edwards. It is an honor to actually have worked with him and also China Mieville together on this project. And then, finally, the last one, Curious King. So Curious King has announced their edition for The Wizards of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, illustrated by Tom Kidd. They have only revealed, as far as specs goes, for the latter edition, but they will reveal everything on the 22nd of January. But this is Curious King, and you know, I pretty much always praise them, because I do think they always give everything they can to produce the most beautiful and also long-lasting books they can ever produce. I know Anthony, from the time of The Blade itself, was released, and that seems like a long time ago now. And yeah, I cannot wait to see how this one will turn out in person. And actually, there's another special edition I want to spotlight. This is for Dungeon Crawler Call series by Matt Dinniman. This is for the LitEscalate edition, illustrated by Joel Daniel Phillips. So far, only 2 cover art has been revealed, and this is for the first 2 books in the series. And I think the sales for this one will take place on the 17th of July. So yeah, not long from now, only a few days from now. But I do like the cover art for the 2 books that have been revealed so far. But yeah, that's pretty much it for special edition. So before I end this video, let's talk about some manga first. Only 3 manga that I want to spotlight today. The first one is actually about Jujutsu Kaisen, the complete box set. So it is available now. If you want to know, if you want to own everything in Jujutsu Kaisen in a single and also protective package, well, this is your chance. The Jujutsu Kaisen complete box set will contain all of the volumes in Jujutsu Kaisen series in one volume. And speaking of manga box set, the next one is about the second and final manga box set for My Hero Academia. So I own the first box set of My Hero Academia, but there were a lot of discounts for the remaining books in the series beyond the first box set. I ended up buying them in my local bookstores, and I don't know whether I will get a physical box set for the second set of My Hero Academia or not, but this is honestly one of my favorite manga series of all time. I think Kohei Horikoshi is an amazing artist, and I hope if you like superhero story or underdog stories, I hope you will give the series a try. I think it is truly incredible. The ending, also the final battle sequence, almost so many scenes and also so many sequences in My Hero Academia actually left a lasting impact on me. And finally, speaking of lasting impact, this is one of the biggest one. This is about Slam Dunk. I have always said I want a Slam Dunk hardcover done in the style of maybe Berserk and also Vinland Saga Deluxe Edition, and it has been announced. It is happening. Slam Dunk by Takehiko Inoue is finally getting a deluxe hardcover treatment, and I will have to get this one. By far, no contest at all. This is the best well, basketball sports manga. And when it comes to sport manga, I do think that it is the best as well. The second one is probably Ice Shield 21. And yeah, I love Ice Shield 21. I don't even play American football, but I do really love the manga series Ice Shield 21. I did play basketball a lot during my school days, and I think that's why Slam Dunk by Takehiko Inoue really left a lasting, forever impact on me. And yeah, I will definitely own a copy of the deluxe hardcover of Slam Dunk, and we'll do another reread of the entire series. I don't even know how many times I have read the series. It's more than 10 times, and I will continue to do it every time I feel down, every time I want to feel invigorated, every time I want to read a great sports manga. And the Slam Dunk by Takehiko Inoue is the answer. And that's it. That's pretty much the end of today's episode of SFF Spotlight. That's 20 topics. That's actually 20 topics covered in today's video. I will try to be more on time when it comes to producing the next episode of SFF Spotlight. I usually produce an episode once every 2 weeks, and this is just one of those rare occasions where I'm just too busy working on so many things in my life right now, whether it comes to writing and also producing artwork together with artists, and also taking care of family, of course. And yeah, so many things going on in my life right now. And sometimes I do miss the times when I'm actually reading and reviewing at least 10 books per month. And yeah, right now I only read about 2 or 3 books per month, sadly. But anyway, I'm rambling here. That's just like always, do let me know what you think about the news that I spotlighted in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.